Hello, I'm Phil of PaGu Batons. I want to take a minute to show you a little bit about our unique PaGu Batons flat spot batons. It may be a little bit difficult to visualize what that would feel like or imagine, why we would want a flat spot from just looking at a picture on a website. So I thought I'd take a minute to just show you a little bit about why we make a flat spot baton. This was our original flat spot model. This one is the Daniel Floyd flat spot, and we started off with a baton that was shaped like this, just so that we could. And this one was designed to be held between the fingers. It was called our Tenuto model, but when working with Maestro Floyd, we decided that we would try and put a spot on there for the thumb to rest. As he said, he modeled his conducting after Pierre Boulez's. I looked at some old pictures of Pierre holding his baton, and he definitely had his thumb on the handle itself, and I thought, boy, that looks a little uncomfortable, so what can we do about that? So I came up with putting a flat spot on it for the thumb to rest. Some people feel, oh no, the flat spot would lock me into a position too much, but in reality what it does is it frees you up to have more than one grip while holding the handle, and change your balance point as well for different styles of music. So, for example, the most basic way to hold the Floyd model would be thumb on the flat spot. However, you can certainly rotate that around and rest the index finger on the flat spot and conduct this way, or thumb on the flat here, or and now the balance point for this one is behind the collar. And what we can also do is take and put more weight in the hand by moving the finger up in front of the collar at the basic fulcrum spot. The handle's going to feel very heavy there, more weighted, and it allows us to have a very free, light stick. It's almost as if the stick doesn't exist. Or if you want to take and hold it back further on the handle, it's got a concave spot here. That allows us to put more weight in the tip to be more lyrical depending on what we're working with. Now this has got a 3/4 of an inch diameter handle, which would work pretty well for somebody whose thumb size is about 3/4 of an inch, a little bit smaller, not much bigger. If we have somebody whose thumb size is a little bit larger, has a bigger hand, we developed the Lake Effect model baton, which is the same principle, but the handle is 7/8 of an inch, and it does not concave at all, so it feels very full in the hand. And the same principle exists. Thumb on the flat spot, more aggressive music. Index finger on the flat, more lyrical music. Or hold it back on the handle to get more tip weight. Basic fulcrum gives you no tip weight, depending on how you have that baton ordered. If you order it with a basic fulcrum grip, then back here the tip would feel very heavy, and the handle would balance just here. On this particular one, I've balanced it so that the weight is behind the collar. Now for a thinner thumb, this one is 11/16. So somebody who's got like a thumb size that, when we're talking about thumb size, we're talking about thumb thickness here. If your thumb is smaller than mine, I don't know if you can see that well. I don't know if I'm going to get a good angle on this at all, but my thumb's more like an inch thick, and this baton is 11/16. This is the Joanne Folletta VSO model. Stands for the Virginia Symphony Orchestra. She has a BPO for the Buffalo Philharmonic and a VSO for the Virginia Symphony. Once again, that flat spot is there for the same purpose. Now this one I have balanced just a little bit of tip weight on it, so that if I'm holding it where the handle meets the baton, it's going to tip forward. However, if I pull my finger back just about 1/4 of an inch, it's going to float there. I like to have a little bit of tip weight in my batons. So if I'm going to hold this with my thumb on the flat spot, fingers wrapped around, I'm going to have just a subtle tip drag, which feels comfortable to me. May not feel for you. And that's why we offer 5 different balance points. Now, once again, index finger on the flat, lyrical music. I doubt you want to, you can do this. It all depends on what style music you're conducting and what you want to convey. If you're someone who likes to tuck the baton into the palm, you can tuck it in, wrap your fingers around, and have your balance point put what we call basic fulcrum with some tip weight. And then that'll put the balance point where you'd like it, so that you can have that, you still know that there's a stick there, but it's a very light and balanced instrument for you. And it fills that void that you're looking for. My favorite among the flat spot series really is the one I made for myself, and it's called the Philharmonic model. And this one here has got a 1-inch ball, which is more in line with the size of my own thumb. Boy, it's tough to get a good angle on this. Here, let's do it this way. So you can see that the ball is about the size of my middle knuckle, and the length of it is the size of my thumb from the tip to the base knuckle. Balanced basic fulcrum. So conducting for me, more aggressive, faster, intense music, thumb on the flat. When I'm conducting lyrical, I tend to put my thumb in that notch right there, rest it in, and allow the music to take over. And if I want something that gives me a lot of tip weight, depending on where I'm going, what I'm trying to do, I can hold it back on the ball, and now I've got something that just lots of tip weight. Okay. And another thing about this model is it'll fit nicely in the pocket. If you're one of those conductors that really likes to fill the void here, you can fill that and not have any space. Thumb on the flat, or reverse it and put the index finger on the flat. Another one of our models is the bow, which was developed by accident with a cellist who I had one of these as kind of just a display, and she felt it and she said, "Wow, that feels a lot like my bow." And so I made more of these, and it tends to be that more often than not, people who really like to hold the handle and do not want to feel the stick at all, put their thumb right there on that flat spot, balance it behind the collar so that the weight is in the handle. And this is a very good instrument for that type of conducting. You don't have to be a string player to enjoy this. This is a very comfortable handle for those who like to just put their thumb there, have it locked in, and this is what they want to do. And the last of our flat spot models that we sell is the Max Valdez MVS2 model. Maestro Valdez designed this one in our shop, saying that we really needed to have a longer handle. This one's 3 1/4 inches. So if you look at my thumb, which is 2 1/2, you can see this is about 3/4 of an inch longer than my thumb. And it has a subtle flat spot here, so that you can rest this baton in your hand, cradle it here, you can push it back inside your palm. It just depends on how you want to hold it. I particularly balance this one behind the collar, where my thumb and index finger are going to naturally grab it, so that I'm on the handle. I've got the tipping point here, the balance point, and it allows me a nice solid handle in the hand, not too large. It's only 3/4 of an inch at its widest diameter, and that subtle flat spot for comfort with my thumb, Once again, just like any of them, I can put my index finger on that flat spot, tuck it in here, or tuck it in back here. With any of our flat spot models, just like any of our batons, what we're really looking for from you is to tell us where you want the balance point, and then thinking about what you want to do with it. Because the beauty of these batons is that they allow you to manipulate the balance point. So if you say, yes, I want my balance point here behind the collar, but that allows you the room to be able to put more weight in your handle here, less weight in the handle here, more weight in the tip here. So it just depends on what you want to do with it. And if you are like me, I'm very ADD, so I'm on the podium, and I want to be able to manipulate that baton in my hand. I want to change the balance point. I want to feel different things for different music. I also want to take the stress off my shoulder by doing the exact same thing, same motions, same grip all the time. So by having multiple options, it really does help me overall physically. Hopefully this was helpful. I know it was a little lengthy, but hopefully you'll be able to take something from this, and it'll help you in your decision making. Always feel free to contact us at phil.agulia@pagubatons.com. Have a great day.